Okay, number 7. It's a quadrilateral. It's a quadrilateral inside of a circle. And when you have a quadrilateral inside of a circle, you work across from each other. So I'm going to make these pink. And you know that when I add the pinks together, they're going to equal 180. And when I add the other ones in a minute, they'll equal 180. So if you look at it, technically what you're doing is you're going to replace. You're going to say angle A plus 101 equals 180. So angle A, if I minus 101 to both sides, angle A is going to be 79 degrees. Okay. That's a little rough looking, but we'll make this other one better. So if I look at B and D, they're across from each other. So I can say angle B plus angle D equals 180 degrees. I don't know angle B, but I do know angle D. That's 68 degrees. So if I subtract each side from 68 from each side, that's going to give me angle B. And angle B is 112 degrees. So that's another way you could do it. That's probably pretty helpful. Let's look at number 8. So 8, again, the trick is, first of all, you want to look inside your quadrilateral. See, is there any angles? Yeah, see, here's an angle. There's an angle. There's an angle right there. So I know if I do 180 minus 57, that's going to give me angle R, which is right here. And when I subtract those, I get 123. So that's 123 degrees. Okay. But now we got to figure out the other part. Again, we talked about this in class. Look for arcs that are next to each other that have numbers on the outside. So these two have numbers. They're next to each other. And then when I go back and I connect these arcs, they go back to the letter Q. See how they point to the letter Q? They go right here. Here's my arc. It points back to Q. So if I take 37 and 41, 137, and I add 41, gives me 178 for this big arc. Well, if I divide that by 2, okay, if I divide that by 2, that'll take me back. So 178 divided by 2. That'll give me 89. Because remember, to go from big to small, you divide it by 2. And then these two are across from each other. So if I do 180 minus 89, oh, Q's right here, 89. That gives me 91. And that's angle S. So that's a lot, but it works. It's a little blurry, but we can live with it. Okay, number 9. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Sometimes if I do that, it'll focus. There we go. Okay, so again, here I've got a big arc. Here I've got a smaller angle. That's how we learned it, big to small. So I can either take half of this and set it equal to that, or I can double this and set it equal to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, if I double 67, it's 134. I know that this arc is 134 degrees. So I can say 16x minus 10 equals 134. So if I add 10, it gives me 144. Divide by 16. Gives me 9. All right, number 10. So again, 10, going from, here's my big arc. Here's my small angle. So I'm going from big to small. Again, I could double this, or I could just take half of that. And I'm just telling you, I think it's a lot easier just take half of a number or double a number. So I'm going to take half of that. So I'm going to say 7x plus 9 is equal to 23. So if I subtract 9 to both sides, it gives me 14 divided by 7, and x is 2. There we go. Again, you get the same answer if you do it either way. No big deal. All right, number 11. Alrighty. So I've got this angle right here, but I don't have this arc. So I'm going to have to do some math to get that arc. If you look, if I take angle B and I stretch it out, this is my intercepted arc. So to get the pink part, I got to subtract out the green part from 360. So I'm going to do 360 minus out my 87 minus out my 39, and that'll give me my big arc. Just 234. So my big arc's 234. Okay. So I can either cut this number in half and set it equal to that, or I can take this and double it, which would be 10x plus 4, and set it equal to 234. Again, I like just finding just the regular number and either doubling or halving it. So it's 117. So I know this angle is 117. So I can do 5x plus 2 equals 117. Subtract 2 gives me 115 divided by 5. X is 23. Question 12. Similar thing going on here. So they want this arc. They want the pink arc. Pink arc. But I don't really have an angle or anything to attach to that. So I've got to do something with that information they're giving me. There's some hints. So the 59 definitely is something I'm going to work with. I've got this little angle, what we used to call it. I got the big arc that's associated with it. So just double it. 59 times 2, 118. Okay. So I know I've got 118. I also know I've got 75. I'll make that blue. And if I start with 360 and subtract those out, that's going to give me the pink. So if I do 360 minus all of those, 360 minus 118 minus 75, 167. So that means my pink part's 167. So I can set these two equal together. I can say 17x minus 20 equals 167. If I add 20 to both sides, that gives me 187. Divide by 17. It's 11. Okay, so that's the front. Let's move on to the back. Get my focus on there. Come on. Yep. All right. Number 13. Here we go. So, what are we going to do? Well, there's a hint. I can look here. I can extend this angle out. That means this is my intercepted arc. I'm going from small to big. So when I go from small to big, I double that. So that's 86. Okay. And I know that this green part, along with the pink part, together makes a half circle. See the pink and the green making a half circle? So all I got to do is say 9x minus 14. Add the pink part, 86. And that'll give me 180. Gives me half a circle. Got to combine these like terms first. So I got to do negative 14 plus 86. So that's 72 right there. And then I've got 9x plus 72. So if I subtract 72 to both sides, gives me 9x is equal to 108. Divide that by 9. Gives me 12. Alrighty. So the next one, if you look, these guys are across from each other. It's a four-sided shape. Four-sided shapes, opposite angles add to 180. So we're going to do 7x plus 21 plus 47 equals 180. Can combine these like terms. 68. Subtract my 68. 112. Divide by 7. 16. All right, now we're moving. Okay. So again, colors are always good. It says angle DEF. So here's angle DEF. This is angle DEF. And then arc. So I'm going to just go ahead and write that 6x plus 37. And then they give me arc FGD. FGD. Okay. Those are not equal to each other. Remember, I need 2 of these to equal 1 of these, or I need to take half of that and set it equal to that. Okay. So again, I need to either double this or take half of this. Well, if I take half of 19x and 31, it's going to give me decimals. So I don't really want to take half. It'd probably be smarter on this one to double this one. So if I double the pink or blue, that'll help me get to the solve for x. So it's going to give me 12x plus 74 equals 19x minus 31. Again, you can do this multiple ways. I always try to get a positive x, so I'm going to subtract 12x to both sides. Here I'm going to add my 31. Divide by 7. Gives me 15. But I'm not done. They want me to plug in for DEF. It says find DEF. So DEF is right here. That's my blue, which is 6x. So it's not, well, I'll put it up here. 6x plus 37. Well, it's not 6x plus 37 now. It's 6 times 15 plus 37. So that's 90 plus 37. So the measure of angle DEF is equal to the grad total. Whoa, that's not right. 127. I could have done that in my head. Okay, that's 15. 16, moving on. STU, angle STU, right here. This is right there. Angle SU, or arc SU, right here. 21x plus 8. And then they give me UT. UT is 143. Colored pencils are great. Okay. And then they want us to find ST. They want us to find this part over here. That's our unknown. Okay. So, again, this is 13x. Oops. My blue pen just snapped. 13x minus 6. So again, I got 13x minus 6. And that's somehow equal to the 21x plus 8. Again, I can either double this to equal to that, or I can take half of this. Well, if I take half of 21, that's going to give me some odd numbers. So it's just best if I double that. So if I double, 26x minus 12 equals 21x plus 8. And then again, I'm going to subtract 21 over to give me 5x. Oh, my pen's dying. Okay, and then if I add 12 and divide, oh, it's getting all blurry. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, so I know x is 4, but now I got to plug that in. That's awful. Sorry about that. I know x is 4, so now I got to plug in 4 right here. So it's 21 times 4 plus 8. It's 84 plus 8. It's 92. So this arc right here is 92. So if I subtract these two from 360, that'll give me the final arc. So I minus my 143, I minus my 92. Gives me 125. Okay, that's a pretty crazy problem. And my pen's going funky. That's all right there. All right, last two. So LMP is right here. LNP is right here. If you look, they have the first and last letters the same. So that means they're intercepted arcs. So they share this arc, LP. So that means that these two angles are equal to each other. So I can say 5x minus 19 equals 2x plus 11. And then if I subtract 2x, it gives me 3x. Whoops. 3x minus 19 equals 11. If I add that, that's going to give me 30. So x equals 10. But they want PL, arc PL. They want this arc. So the first thing I got to do is I got to find this angle and then double it. So 2 times 10. Or you could do plug it in for this one. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to plug it in this one. It looks easier. 20 plus 11 is 31. So the angle LNP is 31 degrees. But they want this arc. So if that's 31, I double that, and that's the arc. The arc PL is 62 degrees. All right, last but not least. They give me angle P. It's 4x minus 1. They give me angle R. 12x minus 27. They're across from each other. It's a quadrilateral, so I can add them to 180. Combine my like terms. If you're having problems collecting like terms, combining like terms, that's something definitely need to work on. 4 and 12 makes 16. If I lose 1 and lose 27, I've lost 28. I'm going to add 28 to both sides, so it's 208. Divide by 16. So x is 13. But they want arc P or QPS. QPS. So they want this arc. They want arc QPS. Well, if you look, that points back to angle R. So if I plug in for R, that's going to give me my answer. So it's 12 times 13 minus 27. 12 times 13 is 156 minus 27 is 129. So the measure of arc QPS is 129 degrees. Oh, no it doesn't. That's just this angle. That's just this angle, 129. So to get from here to here, I got to double it. So if I times that by 2, it will give me 258. And that is my arc. Whew, good thing I caught that. Good thing I checked my work. Okay, thanks for listening. It's not the best quality, but I tried to get something out quick for you guys tonight. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful rest of the day.